Have you ever felt the ground shake beneath your feet, maybe while you were at home, at school, or even outside playing? It can be a surprising and even scary experience, especially if you don't know what's happening. That's an earthquake, a natural event, just like a thunderstorm or a volcano erupting. Earthquakes are part of the amazing forces that shape our planet, and they remind us that the Earth is always alive and changing. In fact, earthquakes happen every single day, all around the world. Most of them are so tiny that we don't even feel them. The ground beneath us is constantly moving, but usually it's so gentle that we don't notice a thing. Sometimes, though, an earthquake is strong enough to make buildings sway, windows rattle, and even cause things to fall off shelves. These bigger quakes can be startling and sometimes dangerous, which is why it's important to understand them. Our planet isn't just one solid piece of rock. Instead, it's made up of huge, puzzle-like sections called tectonic plates. These plates fit together like a giant jigsaw puzzle, covering the entire surface of the Earth. These tectonic plates are always moving, but very slowly, sometimes only a few centimeters each year. Over millions of years, their movement has created mountains, deep ocean trenches, and even entire continents. But when these plates suddenly slip or bump against each other, all that built-up energy is released in a flash. That's when we feel an earthquake shake the ground. Imagine the Earth as a giant spring that's been squeezed tight. When it finally lets go, the energy bursts out, making the ground jump and jolt for a few seconds or even minutes. This energy travels through the ground as waves called seismic waves, which is what causes the shaking we feel during an earthquake. Scientists who study earthquakes are called seismologists. They use special tools like seismographs to measure and record the shaking. By studying these waves, they can learn where earthquakes start and how strong they are. Knowing the science behind earthquakes helps us prepare for them. Practicing earthquake drills and learning what to do keeps us safe if a big one happens. In this video, we'll explore what causes earthquakes, what they feel like, and the best ways to protect yourself and your family. We'll also see how people around the world get ready for earthquakes. Understanding earthquakes means we can make smart plans, like having an emergency kit ready, and knowing where to go during a quake. Our planet is incredible and always on the move, from the clouds in the sky to the continents drifting slowly apart. There's so much to discover about the world beneath our feet. Science helps us turn fear into knowledge and curiosity. So let's dive in and learn all about the amazing, ever-moving Earth together. The Earth's crust isn't a single unbroken shell. Instead, it's made up of massive puzzle-like pieces called tectonic plates. These plates are constantly on the move, even though we can't feel them shifting beneath our feet. Tectonic plates float on the softer, hotter mantle below, which acts almost like a slow-moving river of rock. Driven by heat from deep inside the planet, these plates drift, sometimes colliding, pulling apart, or grinding past one another. This movement is slow, just a few centimeters each year, but over millions of years, it shapes continents and oceans. Most earthquakes happen at the edges where these plates meet, called plate boundaries. These boundaries can be found all over the world, from the deep ocean floor to towering mountain ranges. As plates try to move, their rough, uneven edges often get stuck against each other. This causes stress to build up, like a spring being wound tighter and tighter. Eventually, the built-up stress becomes too much. The rocks suddenly snap or slip, releasing all that stored energy in an instant. This sudden movement is what we feel as an earthquake. The break usually happens along a fault, a crack in the Earth's crust, sending energy out in all directions. Some faults are visible on the surface, while others are hidden deep underground. This energy travels as seismic waves which ripple through the ground, shaking everything in their path. The waves can travel for hundreds of kilometers, making the ground tremble far from the original break. The bigger the slip along the fault, the more energy is released and the stronger the earthquake. Some quakes are so small we barely notice them, while others can cause massive destruction. After one earthquake, the plates don't stop moving. They keep shifting, and over time, stress builds up again, setting the stage for future quakes. This cycle never truly ends. That's why earthquakes are especially common in places like California, Japan, and Chile, regions that sit right on top of active plate boundaries and faults. By studying plate tectonics and mapping out faults, scientists can identify areas where earthquakes are likely to happen, even if they can't predict the exact moment. Earthquakes are part of a powerful cycle that shapes our world, raising mountains, creating valleys, and even changing the course of rivers and coastlines. Thanks to science, we can see the big picture beneath our feet. revealing the hidden forces that constantly reshape our planet. Earthquakes are the planet's way of staying in motion, a reminder that the ground beneath us is alive and ever-changing. Next, let's explore how this powerful energy travels through the Earth and what happens when it reaches the surface. Every earthquake starts at a point underground called the focus. The spot directly above it on the surface is the epicenter, usually where shaking is strongest. Shallow earthquakes cause more damage because their energy reaches the surface quickly. Seismic waves spread out from the focus, like ripples in a pond. There are three main types: fast P waves, a quick jolt, slower S waves, side to side or up and down, and surface waves, the most destructive. Scientists use seismographs to record these waves and pinpoint the epicenter. The strength of an earthquake is measured by its magnitude, using scales like the Richter or moment magnitude scale. By studying these waves, we learn how earthquakes work and how strong they are. It's amazing how much we can discover from a few squiggly lines. Now, let's see what happens on the surface. The experience of an earthquake can be startling and unpredictable, and it depends on several factors. Most importantly, the strength of the quake itself and your distance from the epicenter, or the point on the surface directly above where the earthquake starts. The closer you are, the more intense the shaking will feel. Small earthquakes might feel like a gentle shudder beneath your feet, barely enough to make you pause. Sometimes, it's so subtle that you might mistake it for a heavy truck passing by outside. There's no real damage, just a brief reminder that the Earth is always moving beneath us. But when a moderate quake strikes, the effects are much more noticeable. Items can fall off shelves, furniture may slide across the floor, and you'll definitely feel the shaking, often enough to startle people and make them seek cover. Modern, well-built buildings are designed to withstand this kind of movement, swaying but remaining intact. But even then, falling objects like books, dishes, or light fixtures can pose a real danger to anyone nearby. In a major earthquake, the ground can shake violently for several seconds or even minutes. Buildings may collapse, roads can crack open, and power lines might come crashing down, creating hazards everywhere. You might hear a deep, loud rumble, like a freight train approaching, as the earth moves beneath you. Sometimes you can even see the landscape itself change, cracks opening in the ground, hills shifting, or rivers altering their course. Strong shaking can trigger landslides, sending tons of earth and rock tumbling down hillsides, blocking roads and threatening homes. And if the earthquake happens under the ocean, it can displace huge amounts of water, creating tsunamis, massive waves that race across the sea. These waves can travel thousands of kilometers, reaching distant shores hours after the quake and causing devastation far from the epicenter. The destruction can be immense. Entire communities can be swept away, and infrastructure can be left in ruins. That's why it's so important to understand all the effects of earthquakes, not just the shaking. Earthquakes can reshape the land, alter the course of rivers, and change lives in an instant. So how can you stay safe when the ground starts to move? Knowing what to expect and how to respond can make all the difference. The best way to face earthquakes is to be prepared. Make a family plan. Know safe spots like sturdy tables or interior walls, away from windows and tall furniture. Choose a meeting place outside, away from buildings and power lines. Pick an out-of-town contact everyone can call to check in. Practice earthquake drills, drop, cover, and hold on, so everyone knows what to do. Secure heavy furniture and objects that could fall. Place heavy items on lower shelves and use putty for fragile things. Know how to turn off gas, water, and electricity. Preparation builds confidence and keeps you safe. Practicing your plan makes it second nature. It's like a fire drill, but for earthquakes. A few simple steps can make a big difference. Let's talk about what you'll need in an emergency. Every family should have an earthquake kit ready. Store it somewhere easy to grab, at home, in your car, or at work. Pack at least 3 days' worth of water, 1 gallon per person per day, and non-perishable food. Include a manual can opener, first aid kit, prescription meds, flashlight, extra batteries, and a radio. Add a whistle, dust masks, moist towelettes, garbage bags, and a wrench for utilities. Keep some cash and copies of important documents in a waterproof bag. Don't forget supplies for pets or infants. Check your kit every 6 months to replace expired items. Being prepared means you can take care of yourself if help is delayed. A kit gives you peace of mind and control in a tough situation. Now let's learn what to do when the shaking starts. When you feel shaking, act fast. Don't run outside. Drop to your hands and knees to avoid being knocked over. Take cover under a sturdy table or desk, or protect your head and neck in an inside corner. Stay away from windows, outside walls, and anything that could fall. Don't stand in a doorway. It's not safer. Hold on to your shelter and be ready to move with it if needed. Stay put until the shaking stops. If you're outside, move away from buildings and power lines. In a car, stop safely and stay inside. Don't move until it's safe. Aftershocks can follow. Staying calm and acting quickly can prevent injuries. Drop, cover, and hold on saves lives. What should you do after the quake? After the shaking stops, stay put and check for injuries. Help others if you can, but don't move anyone seriously hurt unless necessary. Watch out for aftershocks. They can cause more damage. Check your home for hazards, gas leaks, electrical damage, and water leaks. If you smell gas, get outside and turn it off if you can. Listen to emergency updates on your radio and use your phone only for emergencies. Stay out of damaged buildings and follow your family's emergency plan. Wear sturdy shoes to avoid injury from debris. Be careful opening closets. Items may have shifted. Help neighbors who need extra assistance. Don't go sightseeing. Keep roads clear for emergency crews. Working together helps everyone recover faster. Preparation makes all the difference after a quake. Earthquakes are a natural part of our planet's constant change. They happen because of the slow movement of tectonic plates and sudden slips along faults. Science helps us understand, prepare, and build safer communities. Engineers design flexible buildings, and seismologists map risk zones and issue warnings. We can't predict exactly when a quake will strike, but we can reduce the danger. Simple steps, like making a plan and packing a kit, are based on scientific knowledge. Drop, cover, and hold on is proven to save lives. Being prepared isn't about fear. It's about using science to stay safe. Stay curious, stay ready, and respect the power of our moving planet. Science gives us the tools to face earthquakes with confidence.